Hello, I am back today with UberChic Beauty Collection 20, and let's take a look at 2001. She's done this collection a little differently. She has a few more full nail images and that kind of thing. As usual, because we're coming into fall, I can tell that there are a number of designs here that she designed with fall in mind. But she's got a lovely variety, just like she always does. Love the geometrics, mix and match those. These would be great for one pass stamping, and then you could go in and put like little square glitters, or even put like little dots inside of some of these. That could be really fun. I love this. You could do really cool decals with that, and especially stroking. If you stroked and let your brush strokes come through, this would be another thing that would be great for a watercolor technique, like with the Sharpie technique. I think that would be really beautiful. Love the intricacy of this. You could go in and color different aspects of it, color the flowers in, turn that into a fun decal. This would be good, beautiful over a gradient, just stamped in black. Love it. This again, another thing that would be great over a gradient, just stamped in black or single pass. I love this especially for jewel tone kind of colors to go with that rich brocade, or more vintage colors. I think this is the sort of thing that looks beautiful in a smoosh mani. This looks really great. You'd get the different colors over just like a wash of white or a wash of black. This is fun. Yes, no, okay. I would do this. I could see this looking really cute over a gradient as well. Another one to go, this is kind of a negative version of this, so you can mix and match this and that. And I like that the pattern goes a different way, as well as it being almost a negative space version of that. So play around with those mix and matches. It's coming up. It's going to be Christmas soon. It's going to be winter soon. So I think of these doily kind of images look like snowflakes to me always. And you've got a couple of different scales. I love that she plays around with that. I also think that this image goes really well with this. For whatever reason, to me, those things are looking very nice next to each other, so I would say play with that. A little bit of some flowers here. Now, she usually does super realistic drawings of flowers, so this is a little bit different for her to give you something that's a little bit more stylized. These remind me of like African violets. Not this one so much. I think this is more of an orchid look. So you've got the layering image, you've got the negative space, the full space to play around with, show your different specialty polishes. I love this one that has more of the doodle designs here that go along with this, and she gives you a bigger space to play around with, so you can get different areas of that image if you want to. Love the hand-drawn roses look, and she's got one that looks similar but different in a different collection. Why does this make me think of like TVs? But it also could be little jewels, like a jewel setting. So you could go in and color this different colors to make it look like the jewel that you want it to look like, or set in square rhinestones or brads, anything like that you could do. You know, stamp this and just have like one or two, or like one row that you highlight with brads. That would be super cute. Another doodle one to go with this. I love this for texture. This also looks kind of like fall leaves, like bushes to me. So I would play around with that. You could do this tone on tone and then stamp something else on top of it, like this beautiful flower. You can make you stamp this tone on tone, then stamp that one, then stamp that on top, make that pop. It would be really cute. Here's plate 2002. Love this. I think again you could do this for texture. You could stamp this in the background tone on tone, or two different colors but then something else different on top of it, but it's pretty just as it is. It has kind of a lacy feel to me. Beautiful kind of pansy look. Is that the right flower? And again, love that she gives you the negative space, the positive space, mix and match all of that. I love these for, you know, coming up off of your half moon, or you know, just even like partial. You could have that be come across your nail like right here, boom, and have a slanted kind of look, and that would be really kind of cool. Some little lines made of dots. Now, anytime, I always tell you guys this, anytime you have dots, think about what you can do in terms of dotacure. So you could go in with different colors and do different patterns here in this dotacure, and this gives you a really cool guideline to play around with. You could even do this like, pink and darker pink and going on into reds. How cool would that be? Or, you know, stamp the whole thing in white and maybe just have the one outer edge in whatever color you want to do it in. So have it white but then peach on the outer edge, or even light pink, darker pink, like that. So play around with those ideas. Love the linearity with this. I think that this has almost a kind of a like pattern like you'd see on a dashiki. So I would pop that in gorgeous bright colors. I think that would be very, very pretty. Lace, now this matches this, and I would also say to play around with these lacy things here. I think that goes with that. But so you could do this on just one nail and then have this coming across sideways across your other nails. That would be gorgeous. I think this goes really well with the yes no image on that first plate. So I would mix and match those patterns. And I could even see that coming in for like Valentine's manis or pastel manis, do all kinds of colors with that. But for whatever reason, when I see that, I think bright colors or pastel colors. Play around with this. You could put other like dots or gems or things inside of that. I think this would be fun, stamped with gradient. Light blue, darkest blue in your stamping polish over a different color. I think that would look really gorgeous. Playing around with some diamonds that have this kind of 1980s pixelated feel. I think this is also this, and this, or would be great for texture, I think. And there's something about this that also makes me think of ice cream cones. I love that this is also gives you kind of a star feel coming out from this center design, so you could play that up. You could go in and color this in a decal and just the little petals coming off the main center and leave the rest alone, and that would really make that part of the image pop. She's given you some polish images. This would be gorgeous to show off those specialty polishes. You've got the positive space version over here, just a little polish bottle to play around with, and then the polish love. This is another that I think you could get away with doing for just a texture and a background. I think it also mixes and matches beautifully with this one here and with that image there. Here is this beautiful flower that kind of comes off in triangles or triangle-ish kind of form, which I think also goes really beautifully with this and with that. And I also think that this polish image here and that go well with this and go well with the yes, no, okay, because they've got that similar sort of feel. So you could play around with that. Oh, I think this is probably the right shape where you could go in and layer this up here over that. Love this linearity. I think this could go really, really well with these over here. Or I wonder if you could even layer like this one and this one down here. That could be pretty cool. Love this layering image, so you can get these kind of hand-drawn dandelion-y kind of flowers. So stamp this in your color and then stamp over it. Plate 2003. This really beautiful negative image of this kind of flower here. You can mix and match with that. Love this, and I wonder if you can stamp over that, like if you could put that down and then stamp this over it. She hasn't indicated that it's a layering image, but it might be worth it. And you could pop some out. You could play around with this as a decal. Just put it over a gradient would be really cool. Same thing with this. I think this is a gorgeous texture image to play around with. This makes me think of stained glass, and I love that fragmented feel to it. So if you like that kind of fragmented shardy look, you could do that, and then, you know, have that on one nail, like maybe this nail, and then on a different nail you could actually do a shard, the shard glass sort of look. Here we have the bigger version of that, so you can mix and match, and a negative space version of that, so you can mix and match that if you want. Little flower here, little fronds here that go with this, so you can, if you just want a quick one pass solid stamp, you've got that. This to me looks like tree bark, so I think you could play around with that as tree bark, but you could do those swirls in any kind of colors for any season you want. These also feel like great texture images. This whole plate to me has a really good texture feel where you could use these on their own. You can mix and match them, but they would be great for texture under other things. I could see putting flowers or leaves over this. That would be gorgeous. Gorgeous waves, the same thing. That would be pretty texture over other things. This has a kind of a whimsical feel. I could see doing this like on a green mani and stamp this in orange and then have skulls over it for Halloween would be really cool. I think this would look great over a gradient. It would also be good just over any color that you really want to pop. You could stamp it in white or black and it would just be a great one pass image. You can play around with that. Some like almost has a maze feel or a pixelated feel there. You can mix and match. Nice, beautiful little vine. The vertical version of this, I love that she gives you those options to make it really easy for if you want to stamp in different directions on your nails and you don't have to worry about running out of pattern. I love mosaics, and I wonder if you can, again, I think maybe you can layer this. She hasn't indicated it. No, I think this is too, this is too small to layer, but you could mix and match. Same thing with these, you can mix and match. I think this one over here would be great, I think, over a Smoosh Mani, really beautiful, and this would be great to stamp with a gradient of your stamping polishes. I think that would be a great look for that. Okay, if you just want a quick review, here is 2001. And here is 2002. There we go. And here is 2003. All right, for my stamping test, I'm going to use Sally Hansen Insta-Dry in Plummet, and I'm going to use my clear stamper. Okay, those have tiny fine lines, and look at that amazing detail even with the clear stamper. And amazing, gorgeous transfer. It doesn't get any better than that. Seriously, that's amazing. And one with the nice big areas, also gorgeous. Ah, oh, so pretty. This one has a combination of the bigger and the smaller, which can be tricky. Very nice. Very, very nice. And that is just perfect. Wow. So pretty. Okay, now on one like this that has a big empty bulk area, you're going to want to scrape carefully. So I would scrape gently to make sure that you don't get kind of little bends there in that, if you know what I mean. Where your scraper dips into your flower, so you want to get it nice and solid like that, and you should be able to get a fine image like that. And I'm going to do actually the top one here and hit the bottle polish. Let's go to the peach. And I was going slow because I was on camera, so I messed up the one side. And finer lines, gorgeous. Good transfer. That would be good if you did this tone on tone. That would be great texture under something else. And there's the little polish bottle. I got some imperfections here at the corner, so I would say scrape gently on that one. Gorgeous, even with those bigger areas. Ah, oh, love that image. Love it. Beautiful. Those lines are perfect. Oh, that has such a gorgeous fall feel to me. And gorgeous with those large areas and the little tiny areas. Ah, oh, so beautiful. Great quality as always. Lots of fun designs to choose from. I will link everything down below, and thank you for watching.